In this review, I'm going to be discussing the Streamlight PolyTac C4 LED flashlight in black, part number 88850. Now, first off, this is an older model. It's still for sale at many places, but I do believe that this is being replaced with a newer model. So because of that, this one I'm reviewing here is on closeout on many sites. And for reference, I picked this up, I picked up a few of these actually from Palmetto State Armory for $15 each. Now, I need another flashlight like I need a hole in my head, but at $15 a piece, that's too good to pass up for a high quality light such as this. So I'm going to open this, and we're going to discuss some of the features and see if I could demonstrate the light and the beam pattern of this particular flashlight. Now, this one that we're looking at here, this is a 130 lumen light. It does not have a pocket clip on it, and it basically is, I believe it's a straight on-off design, and if you press and hold the button, it'll come on, but if you let go of the button, it'll go off, and then you can just click it for on-off. That's about as that's the functionality of this particular flashlight. The new model, although I won't go over all the different features, the new model includes a pocket clip or belt clip or whatever you want to call it, and the new model also has what PolyTac or Streamlight refers to as 10-tap programming, and that gives you the option of 3 different operating modes. The new one with those new modes also has a strobe feature, and supposedly it on high is 275 lumens, and that's about all of the important information I have off the top of my head. So obviously the new one is substantially more money. What I found with most flashlights is that as you start increasing the lumens of the light, and the lumens is the brightness of the light, your battery life starts to go down and down and down and down and down. So there reaches a point where, yeah, it's great if your light puts out 500 lumens or 700 lumens, but then you've got to have different types of batteries, or the batteries that it runs with will only give you a runtime of 30 minutes at that output, and then it starts dimming the light output, dimming the light. And that's what I found with a lot of these lights, is that 275 lumens with 2 CR123 batteries, I really don't think you're going to get 3 hours of runtime at 275 lumens. You'll get, a period of time at 275, and then the light will start getting dimmer. You'll get 3 hours of runtime, but it just won't be at 275. And that's the same with this Streamlight 88850. Its maximum light output is 130 lumens. You're not going to get that for 3 hours either. I believe there's a chart on the back of this packaging that we can talk about, or I'll talk about, and I'll give you the specs on it. So this is how the PolyTac, the Streamlight PolyTac ships in this plastic hang tag packaging. On the front, basic information, 3-hour runtime, 130 lumens. Supposedly the beam goes out to 144 meters, and it's waterproof down to 1 meter. So let's see, IPX7 waterproof. 5200 candela, which is another output rating, which not too many people are familiar with. On the back, just talks about the high impact nylon polymer, the extended warranty, and of course there is a chart right here. Let's see if we can capture, and it basically gives you a runtime, you know, starting out 0 hours at 130 lumens. You can see that it starts to dip when we get to an hour. When we're at an hour, it's not 130. When we're at 2 hours, it's at 117 lumens. And then after 2 hours, it starts dropping pretty substantial. So it'll run the 3 hours, but by the time it gets to 3 hours, you're at a 15 lumen light output. So that's something to keep in mind, and that's kind of the way it is with most of these types of flashlights. So these types of charts are real helpful to determine what your actual usable runtime is, not the maximum runtime. So what's included in this package is just the light and 2 CR123 batteries. I'll go ahead and open this and get the batteries in, and we'll take a look at it. Okay, this is pretty much the flashlight. I've taken the tail cap and the head off the light just for a quick inspection. Inside of the light was a small red warning tag that says use only certain types of batteries, CR123A or Duracell 123. Do not mix brands of old and new batteries, and just talks about fire, explosion, burn hazard, and so on. Let's see. The PolyTac uses a C4 LED. The push button is on the tail cap. And you get a nice audible click when you press on that, which is good, so you know what it's actually turned on or not. The body is made out of nylon polymer. Of course, the head and the tail cap are nylon polymer as well. All the openings are O-ring sealed, and that is as true. If we take a look at the actual body itself here, we have an O-ring right here and an O-ring right here. And the O-rings are actually recessed into a small channel, which is a good thing. That way, unscrewing the cap or the head doesn't pull the O-ring off or down onto the threads. I've seen that happen on some types of inexpensive flashlights where they actually don't recess the O-ring. So this is good. You've got texturing here, the PolyTac LED logo, so this is fairly grippable if you're working with this in wet weather conditions. The head of this flashlight has what's referred to as a Boral float glass lens, and it's O-ring sealed as well. I'm not exactly sure what Boral float is. I probably should have looked that up, but you know, glass lens is great. The LED uses a solid state regulation circuit, although it does say that it provides maximum light output throughout battery life. That could be kind of misleading because as the battery drains, it dims the light accordingly, as shown in the chart that I mentioned. It is IPX7 rated, and it's waterproof to 1 meter for 30 minutes. And it meets requirements of NFPA 1971-8.6, which is from 2007, which I believe is some sort of European Community Directive. So that's pretty much the specs I have on this flashlight. The internals, there's aluminum internal frame on this, and the outside is the polymer. The caps, looking at this cap here and the spring mechanism, it looks good. The spring seems kind of small to me. I'm not sure how robust this is going to be when used on a firearm. We'll have to find out. The threads on this are nice. They tightens down well. Seals well from what I can see. The CR123 batteries that it comes with are Streamlight branded batteries, 3-volt lithium. Tail cap tightens down well. So if I momentarily press the button and don't click it, we get our light. You let go, the light goes off. Now personally, I like this feature. If this is on a firearm and I need to quickly illuminate something without turning the light on, you can just press and hold, and as long as you got your thumb on the button, the light stays on. You let your thumb off the button, the light goes off. If you want to just turn it on, press it all the way until it clicks. That's what I like. That's one of the best features I like for a flashlight on a firearm. I don't use strobe functions, and programmability and all of that is great, but this feature set right here is what I like best. I like this for my EDC carry flashlights, and I also like this on my firearm. But that's my personal preference. This flashlight's available in a couple different colors. I believe it's available in coyote and black. I've seen some in yellow, but I'm not sure if the yellow ones are the same model. At this price point and the weight of this is not very heavy. Unfortunately, I don't have a weight of it. I don't have the weight for this with batteries off the top of my head here. And it, I guess I do have it. It's 4.2 ounces, or 121 grams, and it's 5.34 inches in length. And it does have a limited lifetime warranty on it. I don't know the details of the limited lifetime warranty. There's always some sort of catch when it comes to a lifetime warranty. Anyway, it is a fairly bright white light. Of course, I have a lot of lights on in my display area here. Now, in comparison to, say, this light, this is another firearm light I have. This is a Inforce WML light, and this one is 200 lumens, so this one is substantially brighter. I'll dim these lights and see if we can kind of compare this on my workbench here, give you the idea of the light variance. Okay, I have the Streamlight on the left at 130 lumens, and the Inforce WML, the 200 lumen light, on the right. Now this isn't definitely not a fair comparison, because we're talking a 200 lumen light versus 130. And if the camera's kind of catching the beam pattern, we've got a fairly round circular light pattern. The Streamlight is larger, and we have a brighter white light from the Streamlight. The hotspot is smaller than the WML, and the hotspot on the WML is larger, and it's definitely a different color rating. But judging on my workbench here, it's hard for me to distinguish which one of these is the brighter. Just by looking at these two, I'd have to say that the the in-force is lighter based on the hot spot in the center of the light beam. But the light, these flashlights are only foot and a half from my wall right here, and we're not in total darkness situation, but my lights are dimmed. So that's just kind of a comparison. It's not really a fair comparison, but it does kind of give you an idea that for the in-force is a much more it's a more expensive light, and it does have a higher lumens output on it. But this one, so far, I'm impressed with the light pattern on it. And I'm going to see if I can actually display this light on the ceiling here of my work area. And I wasn't able to get any video shining this up on the ceiling of my work area. So that light demonstration is about as good as I can do on my display table here. I am quite satisfied with the build quality of this light, the functionality of it, the price of it, as well as the weight. The weight's not too heavy. It is several ounces heavier than, say, the in-force, but the in-force is a different type of light. The in-force uses an integrated rail mount on it. It's primarily a weapons-only light. This light can be used as a weapons light, or it can be used for an EDC, put it in your bug-out bag, and so on. So at $15, I think that's a great price. So the body of this, the actual body here in the center is 1 inch in diameter. I'm going to test that and see if it will actually fit a standard 1 inch rail-mounted light holder. So I've got a BlackHawk rail-mounted light holder handy, so I'm going to take that out and we'll see how well it fits the Streamlight. Okay, rather than bore you with the trials of trying to fit this light mount, this BlackHawk rail-mounted light holder onto this flashlight, I'll just give you a quick summation. Although the body of this flashlight is listed as being 1 inch, and this light mount designed to accommodate 1 inch, it does not torque down enough to grip this surface here. It will grip, though, right here on the tail cap. So you could use this type of a BlackHawk rail mount, mount it to the tail cap here, and then mount this on your firearm. Now, this may or may not be optimum depending upon how your weapon is configured. But with this particular BlackHawk, this is the only way that this would work. Also, this type of a mount right here could be there could be other types of mounts on the market that have reducers, little plastic reducers that go inside for smaller diameter bodies. I've seen some mounts that come with those. This one does not. So something to keep in mind, that if you're going to buy a mount for this light and it says that it's for a 1 inch light, you may end up having to put it on the end of the Streamlight. So that's something to keep in mind. I don't have a problem. I'm going to try this on one of my rifles like this and see how well this works out right here. I don't think that's honestly going to be a problem with these nuts tightened down and this firmly affixed to the rail. I don't really think it makes any difference if this is mounted up here or not. So we'll give that a shot. So I'm going to wrap it up with the Streamlight PolyTac C4, model number 88850. So far I like everything I see. I like the light pattern. I like the Kelvin rating, or the color of the light, which is a pure bluish white. The 130 lumens is ample. The beam pattern is great from what I can see in my limited testing here. Since I bought a few of these, I'm going to put one on a firearm, and I'm going to use a couple in, one is an EDC and one in a bug out bag, and so on. So that's going to wrap it up.